All right, so the recording is started. Uh,
Nice.
okay, so after the absolute scuff of trying to get this damn stream started in the first place, I figured it would be most appropriate, given everything going on, that we talk about the Cinder situation. Because you and me have a lot that we probably have to say about this. Especially considering that I feel as if we've been totally fucking vindicated in our position, to be perfectly honest.
I'd like to point out that we didn't jump in and we didn't come into this situation fully on Cinder, like fighting on Cinder's side. Like, quite honestly, we've only entered into this situation for like 2 months, maybe 3, and that's because like when this entire situation dropped, one, this isn't a community we're a part of, and two, so many other things what's happening in the world at the time that Cinder's situation kind of became something in the background.
Yeah, like, to be clear, we're not pyro pups. Like, I have literally never seen a Cinder stream. I've heard a couple of her songs, but that is about the extent of my knowledge to the person in question. So it's not like we were.
Even in most of those songs, that we've heard are more recent listenings. That's something that we've heard while she was basically at her high point.
Yeah. So, just to be clear, I have not finished this document. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. To be clear, I have...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think... Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, the actual browser kind of stuttered on me for a bit. I was like, are you kidding me? The recording, the VOD will come out clear, but it's going to be really annoying if it fucks up the stream. Let's see. So I am in the bow section. And from what you've told me, you are in the speculation section.
Breakdown. It's the breakdown.
Oh, okay.
Up.
So you haven't got to Silvervale.
I am right there.
Yeah. So you haven't gotten to Silvervale, Aru, or Spite?
No. Which I am looking forward to see what she says about Silvervale, because I ain't going to get into much detail here, because as for another conversation, I do not like Silvervale.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion. First of all, I don't think anyone in this entire situation is wholly innocent, to be perfectly honest.
Not a single one of them.
Yeah, there was no... Just to be clear, when all of this started, there was no reason for any of this to go public, even if everything they said was actually true. This all could have been done behind the scenes, like the fallout between Zentreya and Ariel. There was no reason for this to be as public as it was. And it's very clear that one of the main purposes of the original Google Dockies was reputational damage.
Yeah, it's like if everything that they said about Cinder was 100% true, at best, this entire situation is petty high school drama.
Yeah,
at best.
I think I'm gonna play the Pippa Cinder clip, because everything she said still holds true, even if everything that was said about Cinder is actually true. Just...
Yeah.
Can I give a hot take? I think this one actually will be a hot take. The big, drama and stuff around Cinder, I feel like it's kind of like a weird culture right now. Where it's like, this feels like a drama between, friends, you know? And so it feels very weird how it's, getting turned into, I guess, internet blood sports. Google Dockey, the Google Dockey memes and stuff. People, I don't condone what Cinder did at all, right? I think that behavior was insane. But I also feel like people have reacted less strongly over people committing, actual crimes, right? So I don't know. It feels like a crazy amount of, I guess, discussion and vitriol over something that is bad, yeah, but is not, anywhere near one of, the worst dramas or whatever in the community. She betrayed her friends, bro? Yeah, but she didn't, commit actual crimes. I think she was wrong, right? But there have been people that have, like, done inappropriate things with children and have not faced such backlash and vitriol. WB, thank you. 13 months! The Google Dockey meme was hella funny, though. It was pretty funny, though. The Google Dockey one. I doubt Cinder is the only one like that. Definitely not. But, Oreo, thank you. Pretty sure average people had similar bad experiences like that before, so it's relatable. Maybe that's what it is. I guess I hadn't really, like, thought about it from that perspective, but I guess this is, like, the first time the community is seeing something like this publicly to such an extent, so it is, like, more relatable, and that's why people are jumping on it more. It's very unfortunate for everybody involved. I hope that at the end of the day, everybody's alright, but I don't even know, like, it's such a, like, I don't know, doesn't really feel like my place to say anything, I guess, about the specifics of it. It's just like the community reaction is more what's got my focus, I guess. Dr. Binksy, thank you. So mwah! Mwah!
Okay, I'm gonna try to turn one thing off because it looks like it's scuffing my stream, to be perfectly honest. I guess so just give me a minute. Hopefully this doesn't fuck up the stream even more. Can you still hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, hopefully that makes everything run slightly faster.
Well, stream ain't loading on my end. It's saying offline. Okay, now you're live again.
That was annoying. Anyway, just give me one moment as I check to see if, what is this, 25, 10, 7... well, that's annoying. Anyway, I'm going to be so annoyed if it cut off the first 10 minutes of this stream, but hopefully that gets the stream running better.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Oh, for the love of Christ. Okay, so back to the Cinder situation. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Even if everything that they said is actually true, it did not merit the response that ended up happening. Like, the backlash was just straight up disproportionate and completely inappropriate. And the way it was handled was also blatantly inappropriate and disproportionate. So, just, there is no good guy, per se, if everything that was alleged against Cinder is true. Just because, again...
That one person.
Yeah, because the response was completely unjustified in how disproportionate it is.
And we must remind you, people, this is basically the best case scenario.
Yeah, this is...
basically understand.
Yeah. Oh my god. Hey, can you check on your end the stream to see if it's actually like playing? Because when I pull it up on my phone to check to see if it's working, it doesn't seem to be it seems to be stuck in perpetual loading.
It's working.
So it is actually functioning?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what the hell's going on. I might just have to turn off the thing here. So even when everything hadn't come out yet, I was basically on Pippa's side about all this. It was like, yeah, again, that was my baseline. So even when all the evidence seemed to suggest that some, because again, at the very beginning, me and Doctor weren't exactly interested in this situation because so much was actually going on. This kind of just got lost in the weeds. But our position before the documents that recently came out were released fundamentally changed when Momma Occo released their video. And I will go to find that video right now. Let's see. Because after the this video, they lied to you about Sinder dropped. I've watched this a couple times, and I don't know why it's stuck here. YouTube has not been accurately tracking where it is. I'm actually at it videos for some reason.
Yeah, I've had many moments lately where I basically start a video, have to stop for one reason or another, and then when I come back, I am basically like halfway. I'm basically like way further back into the video than I remember stopping.
Yeah. Well, YouTube's a shitty program. But anyway, so yeah, when I watched this, I was like, there's no fucking way. And yeah, it turns out Momma Occo, it was very perceptive on a lot of what was going on. And the behavior highlighted for specifically Shy Lily was very eye-opening. It definitely changed my opinions on a lot of these people and what actually happened. But it's important to note that under Momma Occo's original video, she didn't exactly think Sinder was innocent either. And if we go here, hold on, pause that, because I'm actually trying to get to another video here. Another one I watched immediately after I saw that. And again, I actually watched this whole video. Don't know why it starts there when we go here. But I ended up watching the Mizutamari video after that, where they go into just as much detail on similar but different things about this whole situation. And it did not paint the picture that was painted by the early documents. It's like, okay, yeah. Everyone I've shown this material to has agreed that something fishy is going on. And to be perfectly honest, even though I haven't completed this, just going through this and comparing it with the original story, so far, I feel that not only Momma Occo and Mizutamari have been vindicated, I personally feel like I have been vindicated, because for the past couple months, or at least as long as the Momma Occo video has been up, I've been on the, I don't think this Sinder situation is at all being like fairly portrayed, because we only ever got to see Sinder talk in an absolute panic without any ability to formulate their own thoughts. Because again, the original docs, and this is interesting to my personal opinion, were released when Sinder was scheduled to go to sleep. So there was no opportunity for her to respond in a timely manner, which is why I think it's genius personally that Sinder hit back tit for tat with this and dropped this shit during TwitchCon. Like, you didn't let her, let her have her say. She ain't gonna let you have your say. You stabbed her in the back. She's gonna stab you in the back the same way.
Yep. Which I have to say, I fully agree with her on this situation. It's like, they didn't pull any of their punches. I wouldn't pull my punches either. Which I will say, going through as much of this document as I have, Sinder holds back a lot of punches.
Yeah.
It's like, if I read this document, this thing would have been and this would have been a real evisceration against these people.
She's being way nicer than I personally would be, to be perfectly honest.
Especially against Nanolist. Like, I am genuinely surprised on how calm and nice she's been towards Nanolist in her entire section. Now, granted, she's letting the evidence speaks for itself, but still, holy cow! I have to give her props. She basically, I can hold back my rage for a lot of stuff. She's handling it way better than I probably would have.
Yeah. So she does have a point here, though, and it's exactly the point that me and a bunch of other people had been making about this entire situation. The burden of proof is on the accuser, not the accused. Sinder never actually really got an opportunity to really say her piece in a fair setting. Like, it just never was an opportunity for her. And in retrospect, having seen what she released, it makes a lot of sense why she waited 5 months to produce this. And I am noticing a lot of people being genuinely dumbfoundingly stupid about all this. Shout out in particular to someone who should fucking know better. Nux. Hold on, I got that thing. I got the thing I was telling you about. Set to post. You would think Nux, who has been on both ends of this fucking situation before, would have learned and actually know that maybe he should take a step back and actually fucking read the document for himself, which he very clearly didn't do. He posted 1,000 pages and you missed the whole point. They hate you because you are a two-faced, shitty, backstabbing friend, in their words, and no amount of context in Google Docs will undo that betrayal. I can't help but, and you pointed this out to me before the stream, and I didn't exactly think about this at the time, but thank you for bringing it up. The Shoujo situation.
Yeah, it's like he's been on both sides of this situation. He's the one who's accused Taiga of basically bad stuff and turns out to be wrong, and he's also been accused of bad. Yeah, and he's also been accused of being a perpetrator in the Shoujo situation without much means to defend himself until Shoujo collapsed.
Yeah. Now I'm going to be perfectly honest. I put the Taiga picture in there, the Taiga GIF in there, very specifically to fucking jam into that wound, because that still hasn't left him for decently good reason. It took him a long time to actually give a genuine apology, and even then, it still didn't undo the damage that was caused to Taiga's reputation. Like, Taiga's reputation is still massively and unfairly damaged, and again, he lost most of his counts, which he still hasn't gotten back, largely because of this shit. So, yeah. By the way, these two links are the two links that we showed earlier. But, yeah, as I said, didn't bother reading the document, didn't actually pay attention to what Lily, Bao, Silver, and Nano actually said and did. Another VTuber-related L for the Blue Jew. Sad, I actually like when Nux wins, but that is not today. And, to be fair, Nux Taku is actually really entertaining when he wins. It is actually really entertaining to see him win, because I do like to see people sometimes gloat about, winning. But this was definitely not a win. This is definitely a massive loss. And
it's like a major issue I have with Nux is like two major issues.
Learn.
One, he keeps putting, he doesn't learn, so he keeps putting his foot in his mouth in these situations. And two, this is a man who just cannot take an L. It's like, it's not that hard that when it turns out that you basically have done something wrong, to simply apologize. This man basically jumps through hoops in order to either hide or not say an apology and just go, "Oh, I did. You just have to find it."
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, the Taiga apology should have been its own video, like straight up. It should not have been nested in another video. And but anyway, so we're not gonna harp on him about that specifically. My main thing about it is because ultimately we don't get to decide whether or not Taiga accepts the apology. Like, that's between Nux and Taiga, and Nux doesn't get to decide that either, because the wronged party is the one who gets to decide whether or not they accept an apology. But, my point is, he didn't fucking learn from the Vshoujo situation, and he didn't learn from the Taiga situation. The man is in a perpetual state of not fucking learning from his mistakes. At least in this particular situation. Because there's other places he does learn his mistakes, but in this fucking, sphere, he doesn't seem to be able to learn from his mistakes. And it gets really annoying. Anyway, so, and I have seen a number of people talk about, well, why don't they, they should have gone to court. First of all, there's a couple problems with that. Obviously, in certain jurisdictions, if you refuse to settle out of court when it's possible, so, you're being, obstinate in taking this to court when it didn't have to, the court in many jurisdictions will actually look disfavorably upon you. It actually hurts your case.
And that's basically that's basically for cases here in the U.S. where Sinders basically reside. We have to also remember some of these people live in other countries. Like Nanalis, the main perpetrator of all of this, is from Brazil, and Brazil has a habit of not caring about the U.S. laws. So, and basically, if someone, in this case, Nanalis, really screws over someone from the U.S., which she does heavily, not just in her Google document. Cinder actually points out financial, and how much financially an analyst has stolen from her, which is why I say that she's went way too soft on her.
Oh yeah, you mean like when Cinder paid for her rigging for an agreement that Nanolist did not hold up her own end of the bargain for?
Rigging, and an expensive figurine.
Yeah. So
and so it's like, no matter how hard she tries to take Nanolist to court for this, unless Nanolist comes to the U.S. and they catch her, Cinder's not getting.
Yeah. This could also go in a Brazilian court, but the problem with Brazil and other South American courts is that they have a problem with corruption in the courts. How do you think Waktor actually managed to successfully sue their Latin American victims? Well, it's because in a lot of these countries, and Brazil is one of them, the courts are actually not objective and they are highly corrupt. In fact, actually, there is a VTuber that comes to mind who has commented on this exact issue a number of times, although obliquely, because they live in Brazil and they're trying to get out of it. But, it is a thing that is known. But yeah, so, and also, again, different jurisdictions have different rules. So it's like Nano lives in Brazil. Fucking, I think, did you ever confirm whether Silvervale lives in Australia? Because I know she lives I know that she lives in a wildly different time zone than Mouse, which was the whole source between the catty behavior Silvervale was having against Mouse, was like, oh, Mouse doesn't contact me. Like, you're awake when she's asleep.
Yeah.
Y'all just don't live in an appropriate time zone for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like most of these people who basically that people say that Cinder should take the court live in areas with completely different countries with completely different law systems. So it's like good luck with that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but at a certain point, a lot of people don't understand the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yeah, and again, there's another problem, which is, again, to take this shit to court, you're going to end up doxing yourself. And there's a lot of crazy fans on both sides. I would weigh that in my decision-making process about whether or not to take something to court. Hell, Kirsha had a very strong case for defamation against Vice, and she herself tried everything she could to avoid going to court, and luckily she succeeded, because she didn't want to dox herself. And it's because there are real ramifications to your identity getting out for a lot of these people.
Which I will say, I did not pass any of those informations over to you, but with the whole entire Numi situation, part of the main issue that happened between her and Numi was that Cinder did not want basically people to find out who she was, because Numi's entire concert thing was about going there in person and singing live.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it actually just astounds me how many people, I'm taking my time to read this because I don't want to read the whole thing in one go and then miss a bunch of information. I'd rather get it in parts so that I can actually examine and in full context each individual section. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to read through this because I'm not going to speed read through it and pretend like I actually fully understand the document. Especially considering how much
I'm actually surprised. I'll be honest, I'm actually very surprised on how far I've gotten into the document and fully understood as much as I did. Granted, I'm pretty sure there are parts I have missed because of how quickly I have been reading through this thing, but I am actually genuinely surprised on how much information I have been catching when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah. But it's astounding. It'll be easier if I go to notifications to find this. It's the first one, actually. So, Mizutamari posted, so far this 1,000-page doc could be written better, but I'm glad almost nothing is left out, and it's just a lot of raw screenshots and conversations. It helps piece together everything without needing to ask questions to fit in the gaps. Yeah, because that's the whole fucking point of the way this is structured. See, there are different ways that a person can be accused of lying. One of which is through the omission of details. So by releasing everything at once, you cut off the ability of your opponent to say that you're lying by omission because you've already put everything, including unimportant information, out there so that you can rebut that. But then you have morons, not Mizu, but I've seen morons say
Hang on,
that. Keep going.
So, and basically, an example of this is that people keep pointing up that there's a whole bunch of screenshots in this document that basically most people say, why is this in here? It has nothing to do with the situation. When if you literally read the text that Cinder and Red kind of put next to it, they explain exactly why it's in there and showcasing that basically no stones left unturned. Like a big piece of that's been popping up in this document is basically Cinder and Red's last Discord messages to all these people, showing where exactly communication has stopped before they're blocking them. And so it's like, and when you get to these last messages, sometimes they feel very off. Like Cinder's last message to Bao was talking about basically that whole entire scandal with impractical jokers, and it feels very out of place. But the whole entire reason it's there is to show you exactly where the cutoff point from all these people talking with them is.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Shy Lily threatened that it was like, oh yeah, we have way more that we could share. We're just not going to do it for the fact that there's sensitive information there. It's like, first of all, if there was sensitive information there, you can't share it. Like, you're actively admitting that you have material that you, for purposes of it being sensitive information, you couldn't share, even if it is damning. So,
which I had to point out, Nanolis, for a woman who literally has an entire section about NDAs, loves to basically overshare information.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to this part yet, and I kind of wanted to save this for later, but I'll just say it now. Nanolis is the epitome of everything I have ever bitched about with modern artists, especially in the West. I mean, it's probably true about artists in Japan too, but everything I have ever complained about artists in the West is absolutely personified in Nanolis. She can't take responsibility for anything that she fucking does. She takes on too much at a given time, so she doesn't understand her own limitations. She fucking is constantly not communicating appropriately with the people that she's supposed to be doing work for. She doesn't respect time of the people in question that she's dealing with. The Nanolis section is fucking absolutely devastating to to her reputation if you actually go through and read it, because everything is substantiated by the fact that everything is screenshotted and shown not just in context, but unlike in the original documents released by Lily, Bao, and fucking Silverveil and Nanolis, everything's in order. Everything is in chronological order. Thank God, because you could tell in the original documents they were repurposed and told more of a context by context organization in hopes that you wouldn't actually notice the dates. Because once you start noticing that the dates are jumbled up, it actually weakens the case of the original document. But in here, she just goes through everything again in chronological order, which makes everything much more easy to understand what the hell is going on. But yeah, Nanolis is the epitome of the reason why, despite me Doctor growing up in the art community, we're not a big fan of artists per se, at all. I mean, there are good artists out there, but I've myself, in trying to commission art, have had all of the problems that these clients have had with people asking for much less and for much shittier art, to be perfectly honest.
And again, that's him dealing with artists on X and other sites. I actually grew up in the art community but I was actually a member of that community for quite a decent amount of time, and I left that community because of stuff like this.
Yeah, a lot of artists like to pretend like they're people of higher repute than they actually are. I just pretend to be a retard online, but but yeah,
And you're doing a decent job at that.
and like if you go through and you read Nanolist's thing, and this is the thing I'm gonna complain about artists in general. Nanolist has this expectation that you will respect her time, but she damn well does not actually respect the time of her clients. And the thing is people don't seem to understand how money actually works. Depending on how you get paid, your money represents different things. If you work hourly, you're being paid for your time. If you work, for example, by commission, you're being paid for your results. You might want to turn your gain down just a little bit. Anyway, but
I'm not playing any games.
No, gain. Anyway.
Oh, game.
Yeah, I hear every breath you're making, man. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. If you're
I'm kind of using like the basic. I'm kind of using like the basics on. Let me see on how I can actually lower that on here.
Okay, so while he does that, I'll continue on my rant about how money works. If you're paid salary, you're being paid for your availability. That's why it doesn't change whether you work more or work less. You're being paid to be available. And then if you want to be paid for your actual, like if you're paid commission, you're being paid for your output.
Is this better?
Not really, but we'll just deal with it. Anyway, so, well, it stopped actually. Now I'm not getting the breaths anymore. But
yeah.
Oh, there they go again. Anyway, we'll just power through it. So, if you really want to be paid for your process, that's what being a patron, like that's what having patrons is for. Like, so there's different, depending on how you're paid, determines what exactly your money represents. And when an artist refuses to respect the customer, they are implicitly not respecting. And this goes for any business. When a business does not respect the customer, which the customer should respect the business, but it goes both ways. But when a business or like an artist does not respect the customer, they are disrespecting your time. They are disrespecting your productivity. They are disrespecting your availability. They're disrespecting your process, and they're disrespecting your output, depending on how you're getting paid. So people don't really talk about this, but yeah, refusing to communicate with your clients is disrespect of, again, their time, because you're wasting you are like exploiting them for money, even though without the expectation of mutual benefit. That's the whole purpose of the free market is I provide good A, you provide good B, we exchange that through a medium, we both benefit. So yeah, and it gets even worse when you realize that
to jump in a little bit, and it sounds like a little bit of a side tangent, just because we were talking about the whole entire money things. Like the main reason why that type of issue happens is because these people either don't understand or don't care. These people don't fully understand the value of money and how it actually works. Like we're in an era where basically people are complaining about the rising price of games to $80, but some of these artists are basically charging up to $100 for just a simple sketch.
Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, yeah, people who bitch about like commissions and like minimum wage do not understand what the difference between hourly wages and commissions are, and it definitely shows. But that being said, Nanolist doesn't exactly work for cheap, especially in her country where her money, where getting paid in USD to the amount she is, carries her way fucking farther than it would here. But I would just like to point out that Nanolist was trying to buy a house. Where did here it is. Like, you and your husband need a house. Yeah, it turns out that they were going to commission Nanolist more so that they could pay her more. So they were actually trying
to have the money to buy a house.
Yeah, so that she could not only buy a house, but buy a better house than what they otherwise would be able to. And it turns out a lot of the cancellations didn't come from Redacted. They didn't come from like Sinder. they were originally done by Nanolus, who then threw them under the bus. So
before she threw them under the bus, she threw her husband under the bus.
Well,
and
yes.
Then later on, at some point after that, it switched from her husband to them.
Well, yes, but I'm focusing on like Sinder and Redacted. Although you are correct about that, mostly because Sinder and Redacted are the two that I'm most concerned about right now with this whole situation. Like, but you are right. She did throw her husband under the bus. Real fucking catch there, eh? So
yeah, it's like if the dude's a smart dude, he would run.
Anyway, it's actually really funny because originally, before the document dropped, my rat, and I'm going to admit, this is a rat, my rat was that Nanolus was being coerced by Shy Lily to do some of this material, to do some of this stuff. And now I'm like, nah, this bitch is a manipulator herself. She's shadow projecting onto other people to avoid the issues that are going forward with herself. She is a manipulative bitch, and she calls other people manipulators so that to put off what she's doing. So yeah, Nanolus is oh anyway.
Yeah.
But so tangents aside, right? I think I had a thing from Momma Occo on here right before we were doing this. But it seems that someone might have been talking to some people behind the scenes. We got Momma Occo right here. Someone got a talking to. I don't really give this part much credence because they are at TwitchCon, and if they're smart, they will just ignore this for a bit. But her editor, I deleted the meme about the drama. It doesn't reflect the people or what the people I respect stand for. I'd rather be like them than others. Oh yeah, this guy got fucking put in his place.
At least so.
But yeah. Oh yeah. One of the things I was gonna say earlier that I think I forgot to say when we were talking about the length of the document, right? So people complained about how long this document was, and I saw some people on X call this a gish gallop. Now, if you don't know what a gish gallop is, it's when you present too much information too fast to be readily parsed and then responded to in an accurate fashion. Like the intention is that you're gonna miss something that is gonna then not be responded to, and so other people who are listening might catch that and notice you didn't respond to it. It's a basic logical fallacy used in debates. But the issue is that there's a difference between like an in-person debate or an in-person conversation and a text document. No one said you had to read this all in one go. I'm certainly not. Again, because I have more respect for people's time. I actually want to fully understand as much of this as I can, so I'm going to read this part by part, not all at once.
We're on day 3 of this document being released, and I've reached the breakdown section. If you're thinking that basically you're supposed to read all this thing at once in an hour, which some of these people who are complaining about the length only made a response in an hour, and they knew everything about the document. It's like, yeah, sorry, you know nothing about this, because if this thing was supposed to be consumed super fast, Cinder would have already been talking about basically more stuff when it comes to this, trying to push a narrative forward. But no, she's basically been quiet for these 3 days, and it seems like she's not going to do anything major until it comes time to start announcing her return.
Yeah.
Well, she's already announced her return, but I mean, basically giving us a schedule for her when she returns.
Yeah, and there's a couple things about this document that I find actually rather interesting. Now, I remember when I was first starting to learn the theory of history, there were a couple things that popped up, especially within certain branches of history, that caught my eye when I was reading through this. So the first one is the criterion of embarrassment, which basically is a historical criterion regarding testimony that says that if someone makes a compromising statement that they do not that they do not get an obvious advantage from, they're probably being truthful. This is often used in, for example, biblical textual criticism is one area it's definitely used in. You can also use it, for example, studying like the history of Islam, because there are a number of really embarrassing statements in both the Bible and the Hadith that you wouldn't put in there unless it probably happened. I'll give you an example from the Hadith, the Satanic verses, where the the people narrating the Hadith, and this happens multiple times in the Hadith because the Hadith is very repetitive because they're getting the same stories from different people, where they narrate about Muhammad receiving a teaching from the devil and mistaking it for a teaching from Allah. And that's not the kind of thing followers of the Islamic religion would admit to as witnesses, or at least as people who received the traditions of the, Muslim religion, unless they themselves believed it was something that actually happened. Like, that's not something you would make up because it doesn't make yourself look good. Sinder does make a number of really embarrassing admissions, and that's one of the reasons why I think she's being more truthful here, because as people on Twitter have said, there's been a number of people who've gone around and said, well, she admitted to lying in this one line. And it's like, yeah, that's one of those things you would admit if you decided to stop lying and come clean. Right? Like, that doesn't exactly help your case. It doesn't make you look good to do that.
And I would like to point out, it's like, is that the admitting to lying that most people would expect? Like, oh, the people who basically made the original documents, yeah, she's pointing out some facts on she's only admitting those. No, she's actually admitting to stuff that they didn't even mention.
Yeah, she's bringing up her own faults that no one else brought up. So it's like, yeah, these are things that probably did happen because she stands nothing to gain by admitting these happened. So there's that. Another thing that pops up to mind is there's other things that pop up to mind, like the criterion of multiple attestation, where it's like if multiple sources that are like, especially if they're like eyewitness sources come and they say the same story even from different perspectives, that event probably happened because of there are multiple witnesses attesting to the same thing. There's no real reason to go into this because of that, but the criterion of embarrassment definitely popped up in my mind reading this. It was like, I think a lot of this is a lot more honest than what a lot of people are giving them credit for, because they're also taking that particular text that they keep citing out of context. But
yeah,
let's see. Ooh, hold on. Oh, is this the one you were talking about? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes. Keep going.
So basically, when this document first dropped, Nanalyst was all the main girls who basically accused Cinder or something. Nanalyst was the first one to respond, and it was only in their Discord, and it was basically more or less like the sweat and like the sweating emoji, like, oh shit, things are about to happen. And this was basically like within the first few hours of the document, so she basically didn't even get any point inside the document really condemning her when it first dropped. So she instantly knew, oh shit, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure in here she admits to lying. I'm just saying.
Which, yeah, go ahead and read it if you want to.
Yeah,
out loud or just by yourself.
Yeah, I'll read it out loud. I do have half a mind to go through and turn this into an audio book, but that would take a lot more time than we have right now. Says Nanalyst at everyone. Hello, everyone. Why the fuck? Anyway, yeah, I'll give her a pass on that because she's ESL. I feel like my closest community deserves a bit of information on recent happenings. First of all, I'm sorry for bringing all this mess to the community. Honestly, It's all in my hands for posting it because I felt it was the right thing to do, mostly to show what's happening on the backstage of things. Back then, yeah, back then, oh my god, there should be a sick right next to that. Back then, I really tried to be the people pleaser and didn't know how to say no to a cool project, and I ended up taking too much than I could chew, and also keep up with Cinder's projects, which I love to work with. I already worked really hard to keep up with Cinder's rhythm, give her priority, and wanted to work with new people, which, as you can see, didn't work very well. I canceled many commissions. I did use Mio with his consent as an excuse to my clients, and Mio is not my manager since it didn't work out, and I actually cut it from him. I do my own management. None of the canceled commissions were paid upfront, and the communications months prior to the starting point. The canceled clients know this. Maybe not Bao. Sorry, I don't remember well. And we have things sorted. Man, this lady is. You can definitely feel the ESL.
Yeah, but before you continue forward, that entire statement that basically her saying that none of the canceled commissions were paid up front. It's like, this is pure speculation on my part, but I'm going to have to say BS on that because many artists like her in her field have a starting fee. In fact, I think that's basically even listed in her actual commission paper.
Well, I know she was like, I know she herself offered Red the opportunity to pay her to cancel commissions, and I think the commissions ranged up to like not single commissions, but the whole totality of what she told Red, not the other way around, but what she told Red she could cancel was up to $60,000 USD.
Yeah.
So, but again, here's another thing that was pointed out. She didn't know how to say no. That's a you problem. That's not a them problem. Your inability to say no is a you problem.
Yeah, it's like, if you can't say no to work and basically work until you basically burn yourself out, you literally have no one to blame but yourself. It's like, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to give any justification on why you're denying you work from someone and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like,
yeah. And to be perfectly honest, sorry. And to be perfectly honest, reading through the texts recorded in here, honestly, Red and Cinder were absolute sweethearts to her. Like, they were way. Huh?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they were willing to actually give her a lot of commissions so they can pay her enough so she can get herself a house. They were, whenever she was having issues, whether it's because of burnout or health issues, which I'm putting asterisks there because we've seen how trustworthy this woman is. It's like, but whenever she has any of these issues and really can't finish the work that they commissioned her for, they are more than willing to let her to postpone the due date for those commissions and push everything else back just to help ease her burden.
Yeah. This tweet per se, I haven't gotten the chance to read yet, so this is definitely new to me. I already worked my ass off to please Cinder, and there was a point I thought to myself, why not ask if they want me to be exclusive and if they would pay for it? Right there. Oh my god. Again, multiple attestation and criterion of embarrassment. She herself admits she was the one who suggested it. Since I was almost doing so, I revisited the first doc, and I'm sorry I did realize it looked weird. I can't tell if she means did or didn't in here. But this was.
She means didn't.
Yeah. No, because like either sentence could work. Because like I didn't realize it looks weird would be retrospective, or she could be saying I did realize it looks weird. In which case she's talking about like, again, retrospective, but for a different purpose. But anyway, but this was
If you say
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, it does. But this was not the whole point. It's about the blacklisting. To be fair, you should have been blacklisted a while ago. Do this in any fucking industry outside of like VTubing, and that would have gotten you fucking blacklisted. The shit you've been pulling.
So, like, not by name, but I know so many people in my work field that have been blacklisted for pulling stunts like this.
Or there are people who've been blacklisted for way less. Anyway, the exclusivity deal that was paid to me, but since I backed out because my friends told me I was being stupid by taking it, your friends are stupid. It was discounted from a commission payment. The offer was a $3,951,000 cost, rigging, and a Novel Horizons Cinder figure for my exclusivity. Thank you, friends. I also want to apologize to the people who have been mentioning with no reason at all on Cinder's document. My brain is trying to like correct these errors as I see it. I need help. I needed help, but didn't think they would be included this way. They have nothing to do with this whole situation, so please don't even bother them about this. I have learned a lot this whole situation I caused. Sadly, I will still be working as much as I can because that's what I like to do. Saying no to client still hurts me. Skill issue. But it's something I'm enduring in respect to them and my own limits. Not saying no when you can't do it is not in respect to your clients or yourself.
That's the exact opposite of what it is.
Yeah, that is an act of disrespect. It's like, oh, I can complete this project. Fails to complete the project. It's like that's not a respect of your clients.
Like that entire statement from Nanolist, like in the superhero episodes of South Park, there's an entire plot point of where basically the oil company accidentally summons Cthulhu, and their response to it was the president just saying sorry. It's like, yeah, that's basically him saying sorry and just continuing everything that released Cthulhu. It's like, yeah, this entire statement from Nanolist just feels the same way. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm still going to do everything that caused this entire fiasco.
Yeah, fair enough. So that yeah, this has just been an entire shit fest where the Pyro Pups definitely have been vindicated for their faith in Cinder. Again, not a perfect angel, but neither were any of the other girls. Huh?
Like, but I have to kind of point out, since you mentioned the Pyro Pups, that I've actually been seeing people have pointing out the Pyro. It's like a lot of people who were against Cinder and still are have been kind of volatile and very dismissive. Now, granted, you could say the same things about some Pyro Pups, but majority of Pyro Pups have actually been calm and well calculated. Well, calm and what's the word? Well, basically, they're kind of the most peaceful people in this entire situation.
Yeah, I can see that. There was actually, so funny enough, I was watching a Momma Occo stream yesterday and I got to talk to one of the former Pyro Pups who actually believed the documents when they came out, and he didn't. Again, he thought that the situation was disproportionate in response, but that being said, he still bought the lie. And as I was talking to him in the chat, in Momma Occo's chat, he did admit it really fucked him up because now he doesn't know what to think. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. You know, the streamers you watch are still important to you.
It's as if there's two sides to every story.
Yeah. Oh, and I have been loving this Powder arc. I've been loving watching Powder go on the warpath because she was one of the ones who was like, yeah,
Funny
this
enough,
story doesn't make a lot of sense. So
funny enough, she's been on this so much that when you're asking me to send you links about some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, I almost just sent you her and just her X account because of how much she's basically been on a roll.
You mean like this one? She just edited this. Hello, I personally hurt others. This was for me. I feel it's necessary. Please send. Oh my god. Okay, this is a funny response.
I laughed when I saw that.
Yeah. don't harass anyone, obviously. But oh my god, my mouse is lagging. Oh.
Yeah, it's like I hate the fact that we have to say this, but even Nanolis and Chilily, who are kind of the main cause of all this, don't harass them.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm crashing. I'm crashing out.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, straight up. We got found. We got caught. The Shy Lily defenders are DDoSing us. Oh god. My yeah.
You'll never take me alive behind my 57 proxies.
Oh, the scuff. The scuff is real. Move over, Amelie. I'm coming for your throne. I shall be king of scuff, apparently. But okay, let's see if I have not died. I have stayed alive. I have survived. But yeah, nah, she's been taking people to task. And apparently these are like her making fun of people who were originally against.
Oh, hang on.
Huh?
No, hang on. Go back up to the top of this post.
Hold on. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh yeah, you're right. I could just read it.
No, yeah, these are screenshots she's been taking from Instagram about people talking about the Cinder situation.
Yeah.
These are not stuff she's made. These are the stuff they are posting.
Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, I don't feel bad for Shy Lily or Silverveil or Bao for the backlash that they're having. I do still think Bao was probably the most genuine, but even after reading the Bao section, I'm like, yeah, no, you're not an innocent little angel yourself. But I do think she was still probably the most genuine so far. I have only read up to the Bao section.
Which I will say, with the Bao section, most of it is kind of speculation because most of it is IRL stuff without too much evidence.
Yeah.
So I am taking that situation with an assault.
Yeah, but you can also use external. You can also use external information to get an understanding of a person's character.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I have seen too many stuff.
She keeps getting herself in the same fucking problem. Yeah, she keeps getting herself in a situation where she has to fucking bitch and moan that someone has wronged her. It's like she is a very bad judge of. She's a very bad judge of character.
Either that, or she has a real victim complex.
I mean, to be fair, the two are not mutually exclusive. Which is sad, because I do like Bao's content sometimes when she's not being horny. But some of her stuff is...
about some of these ladies.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I have loved seeing the take her piss. Oh yeah, the thing I was saying earlier. I don't feel bad for these women, mostly because they did this to Cinder when, even if again what they said was true, if that was the case, it was wildly out of proportion.
And they attacked her basically the time when she was supposed to be asleep.
Yeah. And so Cinder coming by and saying, I'm going to attack y'all when y'all are away, which also happens to be when Rima Evenstar apparently is on vacation. Yeah, nah, fuck this. The time for sowing is over. The time for reaping is nigh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Disgusting behavior, to be perfectly honest. But,
majorly so.
Yeah. And while I have enjoyed what Powder has been saying, what the fuck is this? Anyway, while I have enjoyed what Powder said, huh?
She's not the only one on a roll.
Yeah, she's not the only one on a roll. I haven't seen what Kirsha has said. I do know she said something about, like, they need to take this to court, which, Kirsha, I love you, but you dumb cunt. You didn't take Vice to court, you fucking idiot. Did you not think to ask yourself why you didn't want to do that to figure out why she doesn't want to do this, right?
And that's
she had an airtight course. It's the same jurisdiction. It's the same American jurisdiction. She had an airtight defense. It's like they clearly defamed her, but she still didn't want to take it to court. It's like, yeah, nah, fuck off. Like, I love you, but you this was not it. um, I thought I had something else saved in here. I might not. Okay. Apparently not. I am gonna type in Dememe. Because Demi has been going absolutely full retard on this entire thing.
To be fair, a lot of people who basically like this is an issue I also had. It's like a lot of people who entered into the situation as anti-Cinder are basically sticking to their guns.
Oh yeah, no, I lost all respect for Mugen. Like after him doubling down and like first of all, I lost respect for him to a degree when the Momma Occo video and the Mizutamari video came out because like yeah, all of this was fully available for anyone to cover. Now I'm not a drama tuber, so I wouldn't have caught any of this because it's not my area of interest. It became my area of interest when I was like, this is just fundamentally unfair. This is fucked up. Stop doing this. But yeah, it's like the people complaining about how long this document is are being either obtuse or disingenuous. Like, honestly. But yeah, it's like, so let's read this one. Took the time to read more of the document off stream since honestly I can't really give a fuck about it anymore. Then why would you read it and comment about it in the first place? Right? Like the thing people forget.
There's way too many people who basically have an opinion about this but refuse to even read a single page.
Yeah, like again, I'm still reading through it, and like I'm not going to talk as much about Silvervale or like the Shy Lily section or anything like that because I'm still working my way up there. But yeah, no, if you can't be bothered,
to see what she says about Silvervale.
If you can't be bothered, like if this is genuinely something that you don't give a fuck about, you wouldn't comment about it on the first place. You clearly do care about it, even if it's just because it affects people you care about. But if you can't be bothered to actually hear out both sides, then maybe you should keep your mouth shut. To be perfectly honest, yeah. People have forgotten that agnosticism is a legitimate position. You do not need to have an opinion on everything. Like, it is okay to say this is not my area of expertise. Someone who is more invested in this can deal with it. And too many VTubers are, in my opinion, way too comfortable in sticking their nose into each other's like personal squabbles and giving their opinions about it without actually doing any kind of due diligence. Like that, which is why I loved which is why I started watching Mizutamari and Momma Occo. They actually fucking put the effort in. It's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. I don't know if you noticed this earlier, but for some reason, when I put it on the Pippa video, a Rima Evanstar video popped up in the suggestion, and I clicked "Do not recommend channel," which I've done before, and for some reason it keeps recommending. So it's the same thing with it's the same thing with Mora Kazahana, which like I don't want to watch this guy. How many times do I have to click "Do not recommend channel"? Do I need to click before YouTube gets it through their fat head that I don't want to watch? That I don't want this guy's channel recommended to me. It has nothing of worth input. To be perfectly honest, he never says anything like that's actually worth considering. Anyway, sorry. The algorithm bothers me.
Situation like this, especially in a situation like this where he has a history of basically taking Shy Lily's side on just about everything.
Yeah, he glazes Shy Lily pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what makes you think he's going to be a fair and reputable source for basically analyzing this?
Yeah. So let's continue reading this just so we can see how cringe this is. You losers that let a streamer admitting to literally stalking another streamer and being obsessive of anyone who just didn't like her is scary as fuck.
Before you continue, I'd like to point out, didn't Shy Lily put a keylogger in her boyfriend's phone?
I do remember something about that, but I'd have to double check. But
Yeah,
also, this isn't entirely accurate to what was going on. To be perfectly honest, like, yes,
not
she
even
was.
close.
Yeah, not even close. All that was going on was Cinder was being a parasocial fan who's now in the same workspace as the person she's a fan of. So yes, she's going to be awkward and overly clingy. That's not the same thing as being obsessively stalkerish. She wanted to work with her Oshi. Everyone who's ever been a VTuber, huh?
It's like, now, Grant, did she come on a little strong?
Oh, very.
Yes, I will fully, especially with Silvervale.
Yeah.
Cinder came on way stronger than she should have. And
Yeah,
like,
but to be fair, Silvervale was the inspiration that made her want to be a VTuber in the first place. Of course, she's going to be a little bit parasocial with Silvervale, but Silvervale didn't exactly clearly communicate in the documents her boundaries either. Just saying, it is your responsibility to clearly communicate your boundaries with someone. So, anyway.
Yeah,
Again, I'm not letting any of these girls get off with any of this shit, because again, what they did was so far beyond the pale. I don't really give a shit if this affects their honestly, if this affects their career negatively, they fucking deserve it. To be perfectly honest, there was no reason for them to have done this to Cinder in the first place. Like, all of this again could have been settled behind the scenes. So no, I'm not gonna fault Cinder for making this public and causing a fiasco, because it was the correct retribution to do in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. Silver showed signs of not wanting to interact so much. A normal person would have moved out and left her alone. I hate to tell you this, Demi, she's not a normal person. She's a VTuber.
not only that, but said, like, I need to recheck the document, but one of her someone like the entire situation at that con thing that they bring up in Silvervale, the entire section thing, the whole entire reason that Cinder basically went to speak to Silvervale was because one of their friends basically wanted the two to beat each other.
Yeah. So, but she stayed persistent for years. Not only that, talk shit about her for all those years just because she didn't interact with her or want to. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but people vent, especially women. Especially women talk shit. I'm pretty sure if your DMs leaked, you'd have something to explain. Just to be perfectly honest, but this is just the way women are. To be perfectly honest, a lot of guys do it too. But yeah.
Yeah, the entire situation thing with Nanolis, if you read the full content, it's like they did not have a purely business relationship. Nanolis is a drama llama, and basically, when someone has tea to spill and someone is willing to hear, the tea will be spilled.
Yeah, so she was a very obvious vent option, but also the Nanolis talk shit about everyone behind their backs too. It's almost certain that she broke NDAs that she was paid like thousands of dollars for. So I'm just saying, if we hold the Cinder to this particular standard, there's another person in this that gets hit way harder by that standard. Talk shit to Nano about it. I mean,
I'm pretty sure she's not going to be the only one.
Right? Exhaust her emotions by trying to convince her to hate her too. Let's see. What Nano did at the end was really disappointing, however. It's more than disappointing, it's aggravating. It's actually pissed me off when I was reading it. Let's see. Anyway,
if Nanolis was basically in the US, then I could understand the whole entire conversation thing about lawsuits.
Yeah, I'm not going to subject myself to a Brazilian judge, though, to be perfectly honest. Take him to Brazil. No! Anything but that. It's a fucking take him to Detroit meme, right?
Yes, and I ain't got that type of money. I can barely afford to pay attention.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Anyway, maybe people didn't read the same document because she victimized herself multiple times, lied on it multiple times, contradicted herself multiple times. If people want to change or be better, then they'd admit to instead still trying to manipulate the truth and be a victim. Apply that to Shy Lily, who changed her story and contradicted herself. No, hold on. Who changed her story and contradicted herself after Bao accidentally said too much in her own release documents. Why did her story change?
I have one better for you. In the actual stream that she did, because of Bao accidentally leaking more information that she needs to do, like one of the gifted subs that she, like not gifted sub, one of the donations she's gotten, basically talked about the whole entire V card situation of Cinder's reply about Charizard and Blastoise, and that basically screwed up her entire argument.
But yeah, so I'm all for second chances, but she showed no proof in action that she has ever even changed. Changed from what? Nothing that happened was merited life ruination. Again, even if everything they said was true, what the girly pops did was disproportionate. It was unjustifiable. This could have been dealt with behind the scenes, and everyone, the fans and the people involved, would be better off. So, like, she did not start this shit, but like, hopefully she finishes it. To be perfectly honest, because again, I'm all for the tit for tat in this particular situation.
Also, that line right there is like, no proof in actions that she has even changed. She's been gone for 5 months. She literally just reappeared to drop off this document in like 3 days ago. She hasn't had the time to showcase if she has changed into a better person from basically when all this stuff happened.
Yeah, and why would she? I mean, why would she though? Because Shy Lily was very clear that even if she did a perfect apology, that she wouldn't accept the apology from.
I'm not saying a better person by their standards. I'm just saying a better person in general.
No, but that's what. But I'm making a different point. I'm not trying to add on to that point. I'm making a separate point adjacent to yours, which is that even if she did, it wouldn't fucking matter because like Shy Lily herself very clearly stated, even if the apology was perfect and self-defacing, she would not accept it. There is no point in trying to apologize to Shy Lily because she made it very clear she wouldn't accept it. It's that simple, to be perfectly honest. And to be fair, like, who are you to demand this thing? This is nothing to do with you, to be perfectly honest. Like, imagine watching a man kick someone in the shin and then some random stranger says, apologize to me. Like, apologize to us. Who? The community. It's like, fuck off. Like, I kicked this guy in the shin. The community can go fuck itself. There is no community, and there is no VTuber community in the first place, by the way. So, that is just a fucking, like, absolute nonsensical idea that there is a VTuber community. So anyway. Let's see. And by the way, the document could have been way shorter. No, it could not have, because if it was shorter, she would have been accused of lying by omission. And it would have been claimed by people like Shy Lily that they had more data that they could have, like, uploaded. So, yeah, no, it could not have been shorter. Yeah, so Peace will not be talking about this anymore after this post unless new info is shown. Honestly, I don't think her... Yeah, it's like...
I really hate it when people do that. It's like, they drop like they drop something in their opinion thinking it's a major bomb and then basically be like, I ain't going with this conversation anymore. Peace out. It's like, no,
yeah.
If you dropped your opinion, you can't just end the conversation there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but if your opinion is stupid or needs to be called out, you don't get to dictate that. It's like, yeah, even if you just turn off the comments, we can just quote retweet you. It's not that fucking hard. You're not going to stop the conversation.
And even if you prevent or somehow manage to prevent quote retweeting, we can just take screenshots.
Yeah, and I'm not going to take, like, moral advice from the lady who crashed out on stream for some of the dumbest fucking reasons possible. Oh my god. She got remember that time when she got one guide for some really stupidly inane reason?
All these women who got one guide.
Has
or
Rev
really stupid.
has Red said anything about this whole document, this whole situation? Yeah,
No,
fair enough.
It's been on Hassan and his dog. He hasn't touched upon, at least not publicly, about this whole entire Cinder situation yet.
I mean, that's entirely fair.
Now, the one person I am waiting to see their opinion on is False ID, because once when this document drops, he's basically went like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Or
So
more or
from
less.
what I'm told, I don't have any evidence from this, but from what I'm told, he may have changed his position from previously. Which I hope he does, because his position previously was negligently wrong, to be perfectly honest.
People's positions are negatively wrong about
And
this.
this shit bothers me. It's like, can you summarize the Google Doc through the power of... Can you summarize this Google Doc for me, AI? Just read the fucking text. It's not that hard. And you don't have to read it all at once. It's literally separated into chapters for you, and it's not as densely packed as it seems. Look at all this empty space in the fucking text.
But hang on. One thing I would like to point out, I'm not sure if it's basically that the psychedelic pickles person, but a lot of people who are basically been asking Grok or other AI in order to actually do this are the ones who complain about AIs taking over.
That is true.
A
Yeah.
lot of these fields.
It's like, yeah, I can't have my AI. I can't have AI do my art. I can't have AI do my writing. Hey, Grok, can you give me an essay on this paper? On this document I don't want to read. Just, you should have stayed silent.
Out there a couple of times.
Oh, sorry. It's like, oh yeah, the degen realist. It's like, you should have stayed silent. Why? Like, if what they're saying, if they're being treated unfairly, why should they stay silent? I mean, it may be a wiser PR move to do that in the short term, but in the long term, yeah, you can expect that most people aren't going to read this. But over time,
the puppy's going to bite.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's like, you have a right to defend yourself against reputational attacks, especially if you're being portrayed unfairly. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. A lot of the stuff that that people were complaining to her about, if you actually read the document, are put in a much less abusive light when you actually see them, to the point where it's like some of the things that were complained about turn out to be complete nothing burgers. Like, she didn't actually do anything wrong in many of the places that Bao, Shiley, and fucking Silvervale actually complained about in their documents. Because it turns out when you cut out context, you can fundamentally change the nature of an interaction. So I would suggest, if you do get the time, to read the document. And if you don't have the time, Momma Occo is going to make a video about this, and I hope she rips people to fucking shreds with this. Because there are people who need to have their asses ripped in half for this verbally.
She has said, he has, I'm kind of confused on which one Momma Occo is. I'm just going to call her.
She's the black squid girl.
I know, but so I forget which pronoun. I forget which pronoun.
No,
she goes by, and
they're actually a man. They're actually a man. So
I know. Okay, then I'll just refer to him as he. So it's like, but yeah, it's like he said. Not only is he going to make a video that basically summarizes this entire thing, like an actual proper summarizing of this document, he's going to make a separate video calling out all these people who basically did a smear campaign against Cinder. And he said that he is hoping and he is waiting to see what Rima says about all of this.
Oh yeah. But yeah, because again, I was not a pyro pup, and I still am not a pyro pup, because I've never seen a stream of hers. But again, this is just so patently unjust, huh?
Now, when she returns, I might give her a chance.
Oh yeah, when she returns, I'm watching that I'm watching that first stream at least. But that's just to show support, because it's like, look, if your career is unfairly attacked like this, then I will personally show support for you getting back into your career. Because again, yeah, sure, life is not fair, but I still do believe, huh?
Scroll down a little bit to that image of hers. It's like, yeah, right there. It's like a lot of people are basically denouncing this document because like in her original comment about this thing, she said that she'll will terminate redacted from the situation, but inside her document, she's saying that she should.
Are you still talking?
No idea about any of the back behind the scenes conversation.
You might want to start over that paragraph because you cut
So
out
it's like,
for a bit.
Okay, am I back?
You are back. Yes.
Okay, so as I was saying, it's like first, like with so many people are denouncing this document because in her original statement about all this, she said that she's going to separate from redacted, but they're saying they're together. Like, first off, you guys have no idea about any of the behind the scenes conversation these two people had. So and you had no idea if they worked out on how they worked out with each other to make the situation better for each other, or if they're just sticking together for just this one document.
Yeah. And I'd like to point out that these people have no sense of time because she made that statement on April 26th. It is now October 7th. A lot can happen in that time to where, yeah, they may have stopped working here, but then it become immediately apparent as like, oh, wait, either Red or Cinder realize, wait a minute, we need to actually figure out what's going on, get in contact with each other, share contact information, share like their DMs to make this document. So,
yes.
Yeah, no, fuck off. There was a really obvious reason why they would work together, they would continue to work together. Now, I do agree with Momma Occo that maybe Redacted is not the wisest business partner, but then again, it's also entirely possible that he has changed the way he does things because he sees how badly it can backfire in his face. Again, a lot can happen in a short amount in this amount of time.
Yeah, it's like, and again, the only thing we know about these two from their return is literally just this one document, which is more or less a summary on basically what they have done in the past few years, not what they're doing, not what they're going to be now.
Yeah. Huh. I thought Buff Pup would have like made a comment about this. I mean, fair, huh?
She did, and she did actually. Hang on.
Okay, while you're looking for that, I will go to one of the links that you sent me. Okay, let's see. Well, let's read this. Let's read this first. Let's see. Hey, Lily, is everything okay? I know I've been told you aren't the best with messages, and I get we're both super busy with things all the time, but I kind of feel like I've upset you in some way and wanted to ask you directly.
Yeah,
oh wait, yeah. This was I was about to say this was a couple days before their document dropped, right? Lily's document.
Yeah, this was basically to Lily before all this stuff has happened.
Do me a favor. Log out, not log out, but close out, hang up from Discord and then call back because you cut out for a bit.
Okay.
Okay. See if that fixes it.
Okay, did that fix it?
We will see because it happens sporadically for some reason. Yeah. So this exactly proves the point I was making. There was no reason to take this public originally with those first documents because she was very clearly reaching out for some form of communication in the first place. So they made, from what I understand, given everything that came out, they made no effort to actually reach out to Cinder to resolve this peacefully. They went straight to war. So, yeah, absolute. Yeah, Zach is completely right. Shy Lily is a fucking cunt for this. Like, There was an offering talks, and instead you pick war. Fuck off, right? So, yeah, it's not even that Cinder should have handled this privately. Shy Lily is the one who decided to make it all public, and Cinder has the right to defend herself publicly. So...
I I think Buff Puff actually deleted her post.
I mean, if it was, I don't know what the post was, but you know,
Essentially, it showed a picture of Shiley, Nanalis, I think someone else, and she basically said that it's like in the end she will still and she's still siding and defending with them. And then in the comments she showed a picture of Bao and said, especially she doesn't care about the situation. She will hurt whoever hurts Bao. Yeah, I wish whoever looks at this VOD, if they basically archive that entire post, send it.
yeah. So yeah, like it was 5 days apparently before like the documents were posted. So yeah, they had 5 days before everything went tits up. Sinder was already trying to figure out what was going on in the first place. So yeah, no, I have no sympathy for whatever reputational damage these documents may cause the other girls, because they went straight for reputation destruction for Sinder without any real actual middle ground before going there. So no, fuck off.
They went straight torch, and they went straight burning that bridge.
Yeah. So let's see, what is this? Here's another one that you sent me. Let's try this. Silence speaks louder than words. Funny how those same popular VTubers who jumped on the hate wagon went quiet once Sinder dropped the receipts, proving them wrong. I guess apologizing to her isn't as easy as. Okay, yeah. So,
So the reason why I sent this one is kind of summarize a lot of what the people anti-Cinder people are saying, because a lot of them are at the current moment are saying that Cinder should have just stayed quiet and returned silently. It's like, no, I don't agree with that at all.
No, I don't either. This is, oh my god, this is like the whole Kangmin Lee thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to affect any of the students negatively, so I'm not gonna pursue my employer for wrongful termination. No, fuck off, man. Like, you were part of the problem. Hit them back. Like, the whole thing of like love your enemies and turn the other cheeks does not mean let yourself lose. Just point of fact.
Yeah, I turned the other cheek in the middle of doing a spinning roundhouse kick to their face.
Okay, what is this? You sent me a thing with Buff Pup. Is this something I can play on the stream?
Yes. So remember when I was saying that they archived straight to the Google Doc about
yes.
Buff Pup? This is what they Buff Pup tried to delete.
Okay, so is this before we get in there? I remember, like, obviously with Shiley saying, "Oh yeah, if you want to destroy merch of of Cinder, that's totally fine." You know, not sounding like a fucking psycho at all, eh? Or talking about the fucking shares for gamer subs like a fucking psychopath. But is this going to be something like that?
Yes.
Oh Christ! I have a Buff Pup fucking like figurine. Oh god damn it.
And I don't want to bring up this situation because it still is affecting a lot of us, but you know, with the fire VTuber that happened recently, a lot of us didn't say anything until the person who was affected said something. And we all went to said person and said, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And they said, "I want to do this." And we said, "Okay, girl, like you go do that and we'll be here to support it."
And
is the affected girl supposed to be Bao?
Yes.
Okay, that's who I thought it was.
And because of that one clip, they deleted the entire VOD.
I mean, that is a pretty bad look, to be perfectly honest. Fucking hell, mate. Hold on, I'm looking at the other ones you sent me. These don't have an actual link though. So
they're screenshots taken from the document because for some reason I had to actually screenshot them from the document. So start them from the very bottom because, sorry, I kind of sent it to you kind of weird. So in the bottom right, then you go left and
The
up.
one that starts with Numi?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to read. Yeah, you don't have to read it all, but just well, you don't have to read it out loud at all, but pay attention to how newbie holds the conversation.
Oh my god. Is this the thing where, like, when fucking Shy Lily in her video, when she's panicking about the fact that Bao almost gave away the whole thing in her video, in her fucking response? Is this the thing where it's like, yes, there's a mean girl queen of the Indies, and then she kind of threw Numi under the bus? Does this have anything to do with that?
So you remember how they said that the hatred for Cinder kind of happened because of Cinder skipping out on Newbie's concert?
Oh yeah, and that was proven false. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only is this basically where she says that they can actually skip the concert because of how busy they are, but then after she gives them the green light of doing so, she basically gaslights Cinder heavily.
Oh god. Oh shit. Anyway, okay, so I'll read this then. Well, we'll read these and we'll find a way to wrap this up because my Oshi is currently streaming. Okay, so Numi says she wants to go to both. Like, wait, who's this? Is this supposed to be Cinder? I don't think that's supposed to be Cinder.
No, so basically, the blanks are either names or information that have nothing to do with the entire scandal. And Cinder and Red actually blocked them out, so in order to keep their identity safe.
Yeah, because I
So
haven't.
you see, like,
Yeah, because I haven't gotten to this section of the document yet, so this is new to me.
Sorry. If you look at the document and you see names blanked out, those are people who have absolutely nothing to do with the situation.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Says she wants to go to both, but she isn't 100% on New York yet. Maybe. The main reason everyone is going LA is because we have that venue till 2 a.m. and we're doing a mini celebration party after. But in New York, we immediately have to leave. So it'll be casual bar hopping after. Okay, let's see. Redacted. Oh, okay, cool. When's the LA one? Like next week? Numi, January 26th. Redacted. Oh, 2 weeks. Numi, you guys don't have to feel obligated to go either, by the way. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm pressuring y'all at all. I know everyone is tired from the 2024 travels. That's highlighted. Well, now we're like the bad friends if we don't. Let's see, Numi, literally, I don't give a fuck. Fucking text keyboard slam. If y'all don't want to go, you don't have to. Like, it really isn't a big deal. I don't think blank is going either, so y'all would be fine, or blank. Some kind of weird face emoji. Oh, I just remembered, a few friends in LA didn't invite. Thank you for reminding me. Like, redacted. Oh,
And
okay.
I like to point out, Redacted's comment. This entire thing is 2 weeks away, and Numi is remembering that there are still some people she wants in this concert she has not given and told yet.
Yeah. Let's see. On to the next one. Hey, Cinder. I want to apologize for my late reply. This is Numi. I was in the mountains for a few days after the concert and wanted to focus on spending time with friends that were here before really checking my messages. I just want to say I appreciate you trying to make the time to see the concert, and I understand you have been working hard and want to focus on your business. So I wouldn't ever hold it against you if you felt obligated to be there for V-Card. What did disappoint me, though, was when I asked you about the concert months ago and you said yes and kept reassuring your commitment to the concert until last week. I understand every single anxiety and fear that comes with performing and going out from your comfort zone as well. So I completely felt your reasoning and would never want to put you in a situation where you felt uncomfortable. Incidentally, it sounds like you're doing exactly that. What made me sad was that I had to hear it from Red and not from you about all your thoughts. While you were texting me about being excited for the concert and off collabs, even when checking my messages when I got home yesterday, Red was the one.
What's the point of a manager if not for that?
Yeah, right. Was the one telling me about your feeling guilty, whereas you were telling me you felt obligated to be around for the launch of GamerSups. The message
Hang on.
between.
Stop for a second.
Okay.
Hey, you were cutting out.
Oh, fuck. Okay. The messages between you both were completely different, and ultimately it felt as though I was being treated like a business partner, you are, rather than a best friend. The two are not mutually exclusive. I truly understand all the reasoning, but it had me feeling frustrated and confused about whether or not you truly cared about how important it was to me, or how much blank and I spent planning the New York concert with you as a guest in our minds and having little real time to find a replacement. I didn't hear anything from you or any of your actual thoughts or fears. Uh, let's see. I only heard about some of these feelings from Red. I want to apologize if I ever made you feel hesitant to share your feelings, or if I gave off the impression that I'd be anything other than empathetic towards the reasons I was given. But I truly hope the future we can be in the future we can be more open to communicate our feelings so that the others feel less nervous or upset about things. I know you've never given me any reason to doubt the strength of our friendship until this year, so I hope, want to trust and believe that it isn't as bad as I was imagining when I received the message from Red. I hope that things can be okay, and that I'll still be here to listen to you if you ever want to talk about it all more. Cinder, it's okay, Numi. I hope you had a good time with everyone after this past weekend. I'm really sorry for putting you in this situation and making you feel so frustrated about everything. I've been so stressed out with the things going on in my life and career lately that I haven't stopped for a second to consider how my actions are making you feel. Okay, so I will say, Cinder is suffering the same fucking problem that Nano has, where she's working way too fucking hard. And she's getting consumed in her work when she doesn't have the capacity to fill a lot of the work that she's trying to do. This is a very common problem with artists who are trying to make a living off of art, and with small business owners. Because if you're a small business owner, which, by the way, both of these people basically are, then when you're not, when you're at home, which is usually where your workstation is, or oftentimes where your workstation is, and you're not doing anything, you're just relaxing, you oftentimes feel as if, oh, I could be doing something productive. When turns out relaxing when you need to is productive. So,
All I'll say is move to the next image, because Numi's going to get a lot more manipulative.
I was about to say, yeah, this does not seem innocent to me. Like, I was about to...
Oh, if you think it's bad, it's just going to get worse.
I kind of figured. Like, as soon as you started pulling up, it was Numi. I was like, so the thing Shy Lily said is... So the thing Shy Lily implied is actually true, I take it? I didn't hear that response.
Oh, I said the third line on Cinder is where it begins. The next word.
This one? Oh, shit. No, never mind. My sorry. It's been a long day. So, I agree. Red shouldn't be the one telling you how I feel about things. You're my friend, and you deserve to hear how I'm feeling from me, since the planning of everything has been through you two. The communication about this whole thing was split from the start. It's just always been extremely hard for me to voice how I'm feeling with people in general, especially when I'm anxious about the situation, and I don't want you to think it's because of you in any way. You don't need to be sorry, because I know you've always been empathetic and understanding with everything, and it's my fault that I haven't been able to be open about myself. Oh, who would have fucking guessed? The empathy crowd is the manipulative crowd. Yes. It's almost as if the word empathy actually comes from a Greek word that means malice. Right? And that the actual word for compassion in Greek that we borrowed is sympatheia. Sympathy. Fucking, like, oh my god, I hate the subversion of language. Anyway, let's see. I wanted to pull out of the show because I am deathly anxious about singing with a live microphone. At WeebCon last year, I was able to perform because I wasn't actually singing. My full tracks were playing over the speakers. I'm not confident in my singing skills at all, and being on stage with someone with a voice like you is a lot of pressure. Plus, the struggle to figure out how to get my cosplay there, then wear it to the venue and back without anyone recognizing me was another stressor that just made me give up on trying to think it through and make it work. I know how important this show is to you, and I let you down when you needed me. I didn't realize my appearance was that big of a part of the concert. Now that I'm part Gamer Subs owner, I feel a lot of pressure to live up to what Lily is for them and to the community. This is another thing. Again, the reason she was so interested in like being friends with Silvervale.
You kind of broke off there.
God damn it! I fucking hate OBS.
Okay,
Anyway, damn it! I hate OBS. Anyway, so one of the things that, again, the reason why she was interested in being friends with Silvervale is because Silvervale was her inspiration. That's not that fucking hard to understand. And again, she admires Numi because of the way that Numi's... Like, she says it right here. So she wants Numi's approval. Like, again, Cinder is actually in a situation where she can be very easily manipulated because of her own desires regarding the people around her. But anyway, and again, Nanolis used that shit to her advantage. Holy fuck. My announcement didn't really make the splash I thought it would, and V-Card is probably their biggest new drops this year. For full transparency, I made plans to collab with Lily the day after V-Card's launch day, which would have been the 18th, but because the launch was pushed back, the collab was pushed to this weekend. I didn't really know how to tell her no, so I planned it as early in the day as possible to be able to make it late, to make the late train to New York City. We are coming to your show. The message I sent you on the other day was a mistake. I shouldn't have thought to put a product launch over my friend's once in a lifetime event, no matter the circumstances. And I'm sorry for that. I did feel super guilty after messaging you. I feel like I've just been digging deeper into the stress hole I'm in and letting a lot of friends down lately. Then delegate your fucking responsibility. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So a little context to this, like the V card showcase was supposed to be like a couple of months before this entire conversation thing, but an issue, I'm not too sure what happened, but it got pushed back to basically around Yumi's concert. So that's the cause of this entire situation.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of V card. I only, you know, if the game was playable, that'd be one thing, but it's basically just a collector card game. There's only two VTubers I have the V cards of, and I bought them third party. So it's like, anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, we are coming to your show. That's the part where I'm at, right?
Okay, you already said most of that. You stopped at around the been digging deeper into a stress hole I'm in and laying a lot of friends down lately. So you're after that.
Okay. Your friendship has meant so much to me these past few years, and I know I wouldn't be where I am now without you. Again, she feels indebted. Let's see. I don't know what the planning process is or if it's even possible at this point, but I could try my best to perform our cover song together to make it up to you. I can ask Lily to reschedule our plans again to make sure to be there sooner. I'm really sorry about all this, Numi. You know, there's obviously the problem of like coordinating with, you know, your peers when you all do the same thing at different times. Let's see.
Yeah.
All I really wanted in all this was to hear how you felt. So I really appreciate you being open and honest with me despite everything. I was given so many different reasons, and when you brought up feeling obligated to be there for the V card, I actually think it really made me feel sad You didn't acknowledge me. Acknowledge anything prior to that. I was the first. Yeah, I was the first I heard from you. Okay, that was her regarding the concert, and hearing you connect the reason to business. I felt like it meant less to you. As disappointing as it was, I truly just wanted to hear from you. So thank you again for opening uh, up in the previous message. And I'm not going to read the next line because the next line is obscured, or the next paragraph is obscured by the user interface. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
1, 2. So it should be on the fourth image, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Christ almighty, these women do not fucking know how to... Oh my god. Why do they write these fucking walls of text? Okay.
For a lot of words, there's very little communication.
For a lot of words, they say fucking nothing sometimes. Hold on. Let me check to see, because this is previous message. Okay. Red is a nice friend to me, and I understand for a lot of business things, it's better to go through him, but this was just something very deep and personal to me, and something that you committed to me with me when I asked you in person. My eyes are actually tired from reading all day, so my ability to read this is a little impaired.
And her way of text does not help at all.
Yeah, people talk about like the spelling mistakes and like grammatical errors in Cinder's document, and they apparently ignore it for everyone else.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it meant a lot more to me to hear you from you in that respect. The different responses I'd get from the both of you were confusing, but most of it left me confused with how you truly felt regarding it all. I hope from this you can understand that I'm here for you. We do different things, but we're both in the same space dealing with a lot of similar difficulties. I'll always be here to extend an ear or a hand if you need me, especially if it's relating to music. One of the reasons I kept asking you if you were sure about the show, aside from the prep for everything, was because I wanted to know if you were having any second thoughts or if you needed to vent any frustrations or fears regarding performing. I've told you this, but I had stage fright for a few years because of a traumatizing first experience, and I only gained confidence through VTubing and making music with blank every single show I've done was either ruined or messy in some way, but I've still managed to push forward and get over a lot of my fears. When Red was telling me you were anxious, I wish you could have brought it up with me sooner. It's scary opening up to people, especially after you told me how the other friends were to you in the past, but I promise you I would have been here to listen to you and hear about everything and reassure you that it'd be okay. If afterwards you still felt too scared, we could have figured it out and found a proper replacement without any added stress from both our ends. I do want to add that pretty much everything went wrong for the LA concert. Blank got sick, so Bao stepped in and replaced him, and I had Blank pretend to play bass during the entire show to provide me support. I realized just how much more amazing things are when you're surrounded by people you love. I could have easily just gave up, but I decided to be honest with myself and the fans, and somehow it was one of the greatest nights of my life. In the future, I want you to know that despite scuffs or fears, I promised I'd be here with you to help in any way, should you decide to do something fun like this for yourself, whether it's a musical performer or something fun like you did for WeebCon. I know you get what I mean when I say performing is an art, and there are so many ways to do things that ensures you and your community will have an incredible time no matter what. That's what I figured out Sunday. And like I said, I know you had a lot on your plate. Working with gamer subs, especially in the position you're in, is hard. there are so many eyes on you, and it's completely new environment with full different internal and external battles you need to face. Yes, this concert means a lot to me, but so do you. I don't want you to wring yourself dry over me, over my concert, when I know I can see you at Ren Fair or any convention or a trip we plan together. It's an important weekend for me, but it is for you too. My God, I thought I wrote walls of text. Let's see. Despite the fears I've had over our friendship, I have tried my best silence on any kind of demons I've had telling me the worst case scenario. I remember the person you were when we first met, and I want to fully believe that you're still that person that I know would be there for me and her friends and her community. And like I said, you don't have to do anything to make things up for me. I truly wanted to hear your thoughts. It's okay. Thank you again, and I accept your apology. Am I wrong? I mean, I write walls of text at times, but I'm never this bad, right?
Nope. So
I
how
didn't-
many red flags are you getting from this one lady?
I don't trust her. Let's just say I do not trust this lady. I don't know. It's something in my gut, my ancestral memory. You know, as a Canary Islander, my ancestral memories are kicking in, right?
My instincts are telling me to fly, birdie, fly.
Right. Hold on.
So-
I must. Oh, by the way, funny enough, not related to the Cinder drama, but I actually taught my a coworker how to whistle.
Nice.
I taught a coworker how to whistle, and he was like, and I was like, of course I know how to. And I was like, of course I know how to whistle. My ancestors come from the Canary Islands. It's literally in my blood. We whistled Spanish across the mountains. But anyway,
Yeah.
so
So the context of these last two images, like a major issue Shia Lily had towards Cinder was leaking the V card info with the day before it was supposed to be announced. And Shia Lily basically claims that no one was supposed and no one gave her permission to leak the information early. Here is basically the Google Doc that's basically telling like the Discord message saying, yeah, she was given the information to say early.
of fucking course. Anyway, redacted. Hey guys, we're planning our V card launch stream. Is there any restrictions on how/when Cinder can start opening packs on Friday because of Lily's stream? Let's see. Just want to make sure we're not stepping on any toes. Again, these people take a lot of fucking steps at times to not step on anyone's toes. And somehow that got reinterpreted into stepping on everyone's toes. Although I will say Redacted is a fucking idiot, because he should not have gone behind Cinder's back and caused a lot of these problems. But to be fair, Redacted didn't really cause a lot of these problems as much as Nanolist did, and then shifted responsibility onto Redacted, who, yes, is an idiot for going behind Cinder's back.
Yeah, like he's not entirely blameless, but you can't call him malicious. You can just say he's like a dodo bird.
There's not a single person in this situation who is without fault in some way, shape, or form. But some people are more at fault than others. And the person most at fault is definitely Nanolist. That being said, again, I don't know if I... Huh?
Oh, wait until you basically read what the gamer sub person says here, and then the image next, because I would like to point out, this is one day before the V cards get launched. And you will see this one you'll see that this gamer sub employee has the IQ of a bag of dirt.
Oh, Christ. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so we got through Redacted. Gamer subs. Nope. 3 p.m. EST on launch day. The second the boxes come out, everyone good to go. Cinder. I think he meant because Lily is opening packs an hour before launch. We wanted to see if she's the only one who can do that. Redacted. Yeah, she said exclusive, emphasis, unboxing 1 hour before launch in her post, so checking with you guys if there was an agreement with her or not. Gamer subs. I believe Lily will start that first hour before launch showing off boxes and binders and a deck box and such, and then get to opening them, yes. Nothing will be purchasable on the site, however, until 3 p.m. EST. Also, I'm waiting for the final numbers to update you this week. That did not answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
That was not an actual answer to the question that they had. Anyway, Sinder.
It's an answer, but not the answer to the right question.
Yeah, it's a non-response, to be perfectly honest. Nothing about this says anything relevant to what they were actually asking about. So, Cinder, is that with my code? Redacted. Some questions we had from our community. How much will a box cost? How many cards per pack? Packs per box? Is there a limit on how many single customers can buy? How many a single customer can buy? After the first batch is sold, how soon do we estimate there'll be a restock? Let's see. $84.99, 10 game cards plus 1 rule card per pack, 28 packs per box, no limit. There will never be first editions again, and the unlimited set will follow sellout. Honestly, no date set yet. A lot of it depends on how quickly this first edition sells out.
And I remind you,
This guy is a
information.
Yeah, I know they're getting it from GamerSubs, but this guy's a fucking retard.
No, not just that they're getting it from GamerSub. They're getting it one day before the cards go on sale.
Yeah. And again, it's kind of impossible to coordinate whether or not you're going to step on someone's toes when the person you need to coordinate with is not fucking responding to your questions, but rather to questions they made up in their head. Anyway. So, GamerSubs employee. Hey, if you up... Huh?
Wait. And I'd like to point out, this comment right here came after they basically made their and did their V card stream.
This is gonna be fun. Anyway. God, I hate dealing with midwits. Let's see. Hey, a few updates. Nothing super new for you. I just wanted to send the copy paste that everyone also got. The only big change was that the booster box is going to be sold for $89.99, not $84.99.
And again, this came after they basically put out all the information that they were told that they could.
We're surrounded by fucking idiots. Anyway, oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but Tectone has a fucking non-response where he doesn't address anything substantial. He just keeps on his thing about like all influencers are money-grubbing whores. It's like, yes, all people online who are making content want attention. If you say you don't, you're lying. You want at least a particular group to pay attention to you. Even if you don't want to be a massive content creator, you at least want someone to pay attention to your work. That's pretty fucking bleedingly obvious. But the whole greedy thing, it's like, I hate the way that these people use that word, because being interested in earning money is not greed. That oh my god. So, yeah, Powder's taking him to task.
Not only that, but his entire 2-minute statement can be summarized as, "Hey, it's like, this is something that all these people do, but then they're still in the wrong."
Yeah, well, it's like, well, at that point, what's the fucking point of the response? You could have just said everyone's at fault, which wouldn't be wrong. Yeah. Which would not be wrong. Again, some people are more at fault than others, but and I would say the two. Yeah. I would say the two people least at fault so far in what I've been reading are, if you compare both the original documents released by the Girly Pops and the Cinder document so far. Again, I'm only so far as the Bao document, but I think you will agree with me. Are so far the least responsible for this are Bao and Cinder of all people.
Yeah.
So.
And contrary to popular belief, Bao is not an innocent party either.
Yeah, no, Bao is a... I'm going to be perfectly honest. I enjoy Bao's content, but if I'm going to be perfectly honest, she's a bit of an idiot. Now, that's part of what makes her endearing to watch, to be perfectly honest, because everyone loves a lovable dumbass. But I do agree with some of the people who've been reading these documents. I do think she probably plays into the persona more than people give it credit for. Because let's be fair, everyone online is to a degree an actor. They're trying to play off some kind of personality. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're here to entertain, but you know. Let's see. Is there anything else that you think we need to cover? Because I know we were just yapping for the most of the time.
So the only thing I need and that I say that needs to be covered, I didn't send you any screenshots of it because it's literally nearly the entire Shy Lily section.
Oh,
but
well, which I haven't gotten to yet.
But just to summarize, like, you know how they say that for Shy Lily's defense that she basically has trouble with Discord and basically is absent on Discord for the most part. Well, as it turns out, according to Cinder's actual Discord messages that she sent out and that she put into the document, that doesn't seem to be the actual case. In fact, it seems like she's very responsive until she decides that she dislikes you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not a popular thing to say, but you know, working with women carries particular baggages at times. Yeah. Okay. Whatever she's working on, I want to see it. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for Momma Occo and Mizutamari's videos on this Cinder situation, because they're gonna be able to do much better justice to this subject than I am. And to be perfectly honest, I think it would make a good reaction video. To be perfectly honest, I don't want to do too many reaction videos, but I think you and me sitting down reacting to that video, I think that would be a good video. Of course, we'd have to wait a week after it's out, and I'd have to ask Occo if she's okay with it. But I don't want to step on his toes either. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on, Smug. Christ, this is only 2 minutes. We can fit this in. I did hear about this, and I'm gonna be honest again. I don't. The way I'm gonna explain this is let's hypothetically say that she heard. Let's say you, and just to get you to understand why this bothers me. Let's say it wasn't Cinder who was in this problem; it was you. I'm pretty sure anyone here hearing the situation would really appreciate it if people would apply, as Cinder said should have been applied. The burden of proof is on the accuser, not the accused. That was objectively not how this ended up playing out. Moreover, if you had undergone severe reputation destruction, let's say you did do something wrong, but it was just straight out of proportion. Like, it was, even though you did wrong, the degree of reputational damage did not match the degree that which was merited. I'm pretty sure you would want people to go out to take the time to consider your case, or not say anything about it. Again, agnosticism is fine. You don't have to have an opinion on it. But if you do want an opinion on it, maybe you should actually read the things.
Yeah, it's like, and if you complain about the length of this, again, I am basically near the beginning of the breakdown, and I will say everything in this document is actually needed. I was like,
I already explained how I already explained how even the stuff that seems unnecessary is actually fucking necessary. Like, Cinder's main claim is that people lied about her to make her look worse than she already was, and she wasn't perfect. So yes, releasing everything is strictly necessary.
Also left out key information.
That's a form of lying, but yes. But that's my point. That's why everything was necessary. This could not have been a shorter document. because the nature of what she's responding to necessitates everything coming out. So, like, again, the people who don't understand or pretend to not understand why it's so long, if you don't understand, you're a fool because you're not actually thinking about what happened and why it's structured this way. And if you do know and you're still complaining about it, you're malicious because you understand why it had to be this way, and yet you're still giving them shit for doing this in the way that was actually it was supposed to be done. So again, anyone who complains about the length of the work is just someone I'm going to dismiss the opinion of, because to be perfectly honest, not everyone's opinion is valid, and you have absolutely every right to clown on someone for being an idiot. Okay, let's go.
Canceling Bao's model, Nano asked Red about us paying for her to cancel other projects. She brought up the possibility of some kind of exclusivity deal to Red for the first time, saying she just wants to do Cinder stuff. Hypothetically, if I accept to be paid to cancel every single...
Did she skip the entire thing? Hold the fuck on.
She brought up the possibility of some kind of exclusivity deal to Red for the first time, saying she just wants to do Cinder stuff.
That's 1, 2, 3 fucking paragraphs. Hold on.
Hypothetically, if I
What the fuck are you doing?
Holy
What? Why would you read a document like this? Like, look, I get it. I read fucking, like, obscure Sanskrit medieval literature. But, like, who the fuck reads like this? Why would you do this? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, Alana, I love your reaction videos. What the fuck is this? Okay, I am understanding right now why Momma Occo is a little bit frustrated with Smug Alana right now.
accept to be paid to cancel every single comm that's not Cinder related, would you pay it? Huh, I don't understand. I'm freaking out with my comms and I think I just want to do Cinder stuff. Nano's freaking out with me about her commissions because she's accepted too many. Gaslighting again, by the way, and saying like, oh well, I want to work with everybody but I can't do it. Also, you've been whispering in my ear about how Cinder Silvervale is bad and that Cinder is just trying to get along with Silver. I think I'm mainly looking for you to not take any new brand new clients and not to make any new model outfits with Silvervale ever again. Again, bringing up Silvervale at the end of the day. None of this matters. You're trying to say that Nano canceled everything on her own, despite admitting at the end of the document that they did in fact push her and other artists to not work with Silvervale and others. Yes!
That was a redacted thing, first of all. And again, that was not done with Cinder. Yeah, fair enough. Cinder is technically still responsible for Red's behavior because, you know, her manager. But that being said, that was done behind her back. And Red was not the one who started this. The entire conversation regarding this was started by Nanoless. What the fuck are you on about? I'm not I'm not misremembering that, am I?
Over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Okay, I didn't think I was misremembering that. But I'm being gaslit by Smug Alana right now, live on Twitch. Oh my god!
I forget how many Ks Twitch loads in.
Caught in 4K, gaslit by a VTuber, right? Oh my god!
They named Silvervale again. They're trying to.
They name Bao elsewhere in the document too about canceled, about canceled projects. What the fuck are you on about?
Yes, they're just trying to obfuscate and justify their wrongdoings with information overload. They're just basically like, look, we're not guilty. We're not guilty. Only 75% guilty. It doesn't matter.
That's not the point of the document. The document's point is not to exonerate Cinder.
Hang on. Even if she's right about basically, even if her statement here is on what they're doing is right, it's not 75%. Like, it's literally only one person that they're trying to prevent her from actually doing artwork for, which I do admit is a very petty thing. But like, as Nano said, she has like 10 people, so that's
You still talking? Oh yeah, you cut out for a bit. You alive there?
Cut off. Am I back? Hello?
Oh yeah, you're back. Okay.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
So
you now.
what I was saying was like, so what I was saying is, assuming that what Alana here is saying correct, it's not 75% their bad actions. There's literally only one person out of 10 that Nano is working for that they're trying to prevent. So at best, it's 10%.
I mean, yeah, fair. Math pedantry aside, right? It doesn't fucking matter because, like, again, once we start misrepresenting what people are doing, we start not under. Let's not misrepresent what is actually going on here anyway. It's like, again, this whole thing with Silvervale stems from what Nano herself started in the first place, which was discussions about exclusivity. If they had gone to the exclusive route anyway, she wouldn't be doing business with Silvervale anyway. But she wouldn't be doing business with Bao or anyone else. So this is ridiculous. Again, Nanolis is the one who brought this up, not redacted. No, okay, hold on. I'm guessing that's where this is because this particular conversation I haven't gotten to yet, but I do remember reading it so far where I'm at. The one who starts talking about canceling Bao's, commissions was Nanolis, and Redacted is caught off guard initially by that conversation. Am I correct about that, or am I misremembering that? Again, like
You're correct about it. And,
okay,
and
I have a genetic predisposition to dyslexia. I'm just saying.
And the thing is, Redacted is only tells Nanolis that she can cancel if that is for her health.
Yeah, like that's another thing I remember. That's another thing I remember. I remember very clearly in the document where they're talking about, the possibility of canceling, projects, and Redacted is never coercive so far in the document. Never saying, well, you have to do this. It's always it is almost always in pursuit of like, look, if you're burning yourself out, you need to stop doing these things. I've yet to come across in one of these videos where he's actually being coercive.
At worst, you can say sometimes he makes. At worst, you can say that sometimes he does make inappropriate jokes on basically like saying that Val should that Natalie should stick to her responsibilities with the people she's already commissioned for, and then at the end joke except for Silvervale. So at worst, you can basically say he has bad timing with some of his jokes. But then you look at basically their entire conversation, and it's like these people basically constantly joke with each other about stuff like this.
Yeah, they're not very funny people, but they are constantly joking around.
They're all a bunch of clowns. Not the haha kind of clowns. Maybe a bit of the sad kind.
Okay, let's get through this video. Holy.
And you admitted here that you went out of your way and said you should just not do any more Silvervale outfits again.
But was he suggesting it for what was the context behind the suggestion? That is important. This is the problem with just okay. So just a step back as a general to make a general point. This is the problem with trolley problems. It's like, okay, so you're in this situation. There's 5 people on this track, but there's one baby on this track. Do you pull the lever if the first track, that the train is on the baby? The better question there's another question that actually informs the morality of the question. How the fuck did you get in this situation in the first place? Like the context of the context is actually important for moral evaluation. Again, Red's an idiot. Red did immoral things in this thing, but nothing he did was cancelable or should have been cancelable. And he did not manipulate Nano. If anything, Nano was being highly manipulative of Sinder and Red if you actually read the document. Okay.
Yeah, I had to get to the Silver World section in order to see the full context of it. But more or less, the whole entire situation thing with Silvervale is that more or less is Cinder is having issues because her and Silverville are being compared more and more, and as you know, it's like Silverville doesn't want to interact with Cinder at all, and out of nowhere, Silverville just basically commissions analysts in order to make a model, and as you know, it's people who make multiple models as people you come across like same face slash same features syndrome. So and basically, and since because both of them are wolves, well, it's like a lot of people have actually been comparing the two together because of that.
I mean, same face syndrome is a skill issue, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Gosh. Chat,
Oh, I'm not
gonna be
disagreeing with
real.
that whatsoever.
I
Hold
need
on.
to go to the next section. This is so like there's a lot of repeating. By the way, all these screenshots we see again repeatedly throughout the document. I need to do this faster.
Okay.
Yes, yes. They're
If you
repeating
can't-
a lot throughout the document, but the reason is context matters.
Yeah, context matters, yeah. But also, the repetition is not without point. The repetition is there to drive a point home. Like, there is a function here. Oh my god. Alana, if you
Sorry, a lot of
can't
like, I'm
read
sorry,
the
a lot-
document,
basically, we have
yeah, it is.
go on.
If you can't read the document, it's okay to say, look, I underestimated my capacity to do this. We're going to have to switch the purpose of the stream. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, in fact, I'd actually have more respect for you if you did that, to be perfectly honest.
I've read all of this in my own time. I really don't want to like bore you with all the repetition. This is
Okay, you know what? I'm convinced. I hate that I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to, on the weekend, start recording these sections like and actually publish this as an audiobook, because this is... I'm gonna have to see if I can find an AI to actually read the text. I'll type everything out, obviously, but because I don't want to like put my throat through that. But this might have to be uploaded onto YouTube as a fucking like, audiobook basically, because apparently there is a significant portion of the population that can't read.
Yeah. It's like, also, she says that she's gone through this thing before, and she's still making all these major blunders when doing it.
She
Sorry,
probably
Alana.
skimmed it. She probably didn't actually read it. She probably skimmed it.
Yeah, it's like, one, you most likely skimmed this. Two, you're still skimming through it instead of actually reading and comprehending on what Cinder's saying. I'm sorry, Alon. Are we going to have to beat you with a 4x8?
Right? The beatings will continue until morale improves. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? I can see why Momma Occo is pissed at this. Momma Occo actually took the time to go and read through this entire thing on stream. And then we have people like Alana coming in and just not committing to the bit. Okay, fair enough. I do like Alana's reaction videos. I watch them to fill dead air. But holy shit, this is an L. This is a massive L.
section.
Also, I just kind of.
This is like the exact.
I did not notice when he came in.
Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't notice either. Let me pull it up on my screen.
Man, we were so engrossed with it, we actually missed our first commenter. Well, real commenter.
Okay. Wait, when was this comment made? Oh shit! I hate Steam. Not Steam, but Twitch. Hold on. What about Singer?
There that says,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know when he made the first two comments, but the third one he made like not too long after I noticed.
Okay, I found him. 2248, 2248, and 2250. It's 2250 right now. Okay, so I'll read them in order. What about Singer were you right about? Cinder. What about Cinder? Oh, to answer your question, I did not buy the idea that Cinder was some kind of like the evil monster from like the get-go. I just assumed originally when all this stuff came about, that this was some petty interpersonal drama that probably could have been solved behind the scenes, like Pipkin Pippa. Yeah, fair enough. So like I fully agreed with Pipkin Pippa that even if it was bad, it was almost certainly not nearly like meriting the response that it got. And then afterwards, I ended up seeing the videos Momma Occo and Mizutamari made, which exposed the unfairness, like actually went in depth and showed how Sinder did not actually get her due in being able to defend herself, and the many problems with the original documents. And so I definitely feel vindicated that, yeah, I was right. It turns out Cinder's a human being and not a monster. So like that was my position.
And everything flung at her by these people was wildly disproportionate.
Yeah, I did not agree that reputation ruination, life ruination was at all justified. And I'm definitely I feel very strongly vindicated after getting through much of the Cinder document that my initial suspicions were confirmed. So I haven't completed the document. I finished the bow section because I've been reading it in pieces. Partly because I do a lot of reading. Yeah, I do a lot of reading for work. So by the time I get back to the house, oftentimes my eyes are tired and I can't actually focus my eyes. So
and I'm at the beginning of the breakdown section, so it's like I've gone through a good chunk of this. There's still more for us to go through, but I'll be honest. By the time I was basically like a quarter away done with the analyst section, I knew it's like, okay, I was right about just about everything of this. I did not realize how bad the situation was going to get until I was nearly done with the analyst section, and it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
For the people who were against Cinder, not for Cinder herself.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get the chance to watch the VOD, feel free to watch the VOD because I had a lot of things to say about Nanolus. Nanolus is definitely the villain of this entire story arc. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Oh my god, my mouse is going on the fritz again. But yeah. Smug Alana is definitely taking an L here.
A major one.
Yeah. What the?
In fact, that's actually something that kind of brought up. Like a huge number of people who we thought that wouldn't take an L in this situation are taking some of the most massive L's in their careers.
I cannot believe that I agree with Niara of all people on something.
Yeah, I was genuinely surprised when I saw that.
And hold on, I will admit though, when you and me were talking before the stream, I was confusing Niara with Anna Valens. So yeah, when we were talking, I was confusing two different people, but it was Niara. Like, Niara and yeah. Hold on. Rodeo Dog 5381 wrote, I'm as far as the end of the Nanolist section, but I need to actually get the doc. So the doc, if you need to get the doc, is on YouTube. If you go to Cinder's section, not section, if you go to Cinder's profile, it is basically the thing at the very top. So
also, I like to correct you. This is X, not YouTube.
Oh yeah, you know, you're right. It is X. It's been a while. it's been a long day. Yeah, it's been a long day before this. It's so.
No, it says like 2 hours of stream. We've been here for basically like 3.
Yeah, so there's still plenty more. You said you were about right here, right?
I'm at the beginning of that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
fair enough.
I still have the rest to do. Again, I am quite curious on what she's going to say about Silvervale.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna start the V card and Numi concert one, which I think you had me cover a little bit of before, today. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people took an L. We talked about Nux Taku. I gave him shit. He's not going to pay any attention to me because I'm some nobody, to be fair, and he's got bigger fish to fry. But you would think that Nuxtaku of all people would fucking have learned, since he was on both ends of this particular kind of situation. With the V Shoujo situation where he was thrown under the bus unjustly, and when he unjustly threw someone else under the bus with the Tigaholic situation. You would think that he would have the sensibility to learn from his mistakes, but, apparently not. Kitsunyero, actually, though, I will say, took a massive W. Because she actually went through... Hold on. She actually went through the document. I think this is her.
Yes, it is.
That's great. Let's see if I can find it.
She didn't go through. I think she only went up to the Nanolist section, but it's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, she only went up to like the first 4 chapters, but she actually fucking read it. I'm like, thank God someone actually read the document. Yeah. So she's been taking it. I did not expect her because she originally was against Sinder when the original documents came out. But it looks like her opinion is changing on this particular issue, as a lot of people's opinions are currently changing. But a lot of people are also just doubling down, and it is sad to see. You again, you would think that if they were in a situation like this, that they Elfpire said something, but you would think that these people, if they were in a situation like this, that they would want someone to be able to, give them the time of day to present their case and earnestly, examine their case, or to shut the fuck up about it, right? Like, if you're not going to actually hear the both sides and like actually figure out what's going on, you can just be agnostic about it. There's nothing that says in the rule book society that you have to have an opinion on everything. Oh yeah, Demi, like I kind of knew Demi was going to take a really stupid approach to this when like I found out she did. Like, I remember her crashing out for some really stupid reason a while ago. I can't remember what it was about though. I'll probably be able to find it later. But
Demi is someone someone I follow, so I don't really. I heard of her crash up, but I just only heard like a summary. I don't even remember what it was about either.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah, like, let's see. Let's see. Elfpire Ava. I have been enjoying her commentary. Let's see. While I see you've come around on Nanolis a bit, I see you're guard dogging your friends, commendable, but given this all started with Nanolis, we have even more questions. I'm not even sure that this is commendable, because a friend gives his friends moral, gives his friends moral guidance. If your friend is fucking up and doing something wrong, you should be able to pull your friend to the side and in private tell them, hey, you're fucking up. Like, you need to get your shit together. Like,
if you're a good friend, you don't cheer on your buddy lighting a lit firecracker up his butt. You stop the dude.
Right. There is a point in time where you have to like tell your friend, it's like, hey, stop being a cunt. Anyway, but let's see. Also, I think offering $395,100, hard to tell from the post, to Nanolis, who may or may not have been taken the money before backing out, isn't reflective of someone in it for the money. People who think this
money.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure she took the money.
So basically, like, the way is listed inside the document, they did not give her the. I'm not sure they gave her the money directly, but the money was used in order to rig Nanolis's model. So the money was technically, whether it was handed to her directly or they handed it over to the rigger, the money was already given to her.
See, hold on.
I'm pretty sure Cinder is never getting that money back. I'm basically 99.5% sure that she's never getting that money back.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure she got scammed. Although I am open to be proven wrong. Okay, so Honorable Chatter has. Hold on. Our Honorable Chatter has posted, Kitsu clicked on Demi for a moment, and Demi was making fun of Cinder. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Like, let's see. People who think this ends with the 1,000-page doc are mistaken. If anything, it's just the start of this rabbit hole. Now, maybe this is an ESL issue lost in translation. Maybe I'm wrong, but can anyone else make sense of this post from Nanolist in the Discord today? Because it reads more like she accepted money. Did she perhaps mean she was going to accept the money, but then back? Didn't I make this observation?
Yes.
Yeah, and my point was like, okay, this is an ESL thing because some of these sentences in this thing just did not make any sense, and I couldn't tell whether she meant to say one thing or another, which would change the meaning of the sentence, but they both technically work.
Yeah, you had trouble reading her statement, and you write like a chicken.
You mean chicken scratch?
No, you type like a chicken.
Oh, fair enough. Damn you, autocorrect! Why? To be fair, you've seen that exact line in my Discord quite often. Let's see.
Duck was not the word I wanted to say.
Oh yeah, you know what? It was the get a fucking grip on reality, like losing her mind that I was remembering. But yeah, some of these women do need to log off for just a bit, just so that they can recenter themselves. To be perfectly honest, and this is coming from someone who's chronically. Yeah, this is coming from someone who's chronically online. To be perfectly honest. but if I'm telling you to go touch grass, something has gone horribly wrong. Let's see. Yeah, and
you buy a plant and put it on your disc.
And I have no respect for vague posting. Just fucking say it with your chest, for God's sake. Like, I haven't alluded to anyone. I've said everyone's name very explicitly. So it's like, just if you have something to say, just fucking say it. It's not that hard. Like, you don't have to be soft and like, oh, I'm receiving criticism. Like, it hurts. It's like, yeah, I mean, it can, but you do need to be criticized in your life because you're not perfect. You know, you do need guidance, and that's one of the ways people give you guidance is they actually look at your behavior and they're like, okay, this is what you're doing good. This is what you need to work on.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is just bothering me. What happened to Cinder is just unfair. I was not a pyro pup. I didn't know shit about this woman until, except for like except for when that one video went viral. It's like, yeah, the VTuber physics is real. It's like, yeah, I knew about that beforehand, but it's like, yeah, I knew about, I knew the physics was real beforehand, but it's nice to now see that, you know, people can actually say, hey, the VTuber physics is real. But other than that, I didn't know shit about this woman. But again, what happened to her is just beyond the pale. It was just unacceptable. There was no reason for this to go as far as it did. And you know what? I don't know who this is. Okay, that's a fucking funny name right there. The weakest Marduk enjoyer. That's actually a really good name. The one thing that's also slowly pushing me towards the pro Cinder camp is the Pyro Pups are by far the tamest, most chill fan base in this entire mess. Actual shout out to them. Yeah, fair enough. Is this the one you were talking about earlier when you were telling me about someone said something like this?
Yes.
Okay. So funny enough, the algorithm has realized that we are watching it apparently.
Oh no, they're on to us. Quick. Change the proxy.
Is that a Tiger cosplay? That's actually pretty good. Let's see. Shy Lily said this in the V-Card TCG production Discord server to everyone after telling everyone how sad she was that Cinder allegedly was involving the entire brand in this drama.
Kind of cut out there.
God damn. I don't know what's going on with this audio. Am I good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Shy Lily said this in the V-Card TCG production Discord server to everyone after telling everyone how sad she was that Cinder allegedly was involving the entire brand with this drama. Oh, Oh, you mean like in the original, issue months ago, where after Bao let slip a little bit too much about what was actually going on, where Shy Lily brought the entire fucking company into the situation by talking about the shares and company ownership. Yeah, nah, fuck off. Again, I don't feel bad for this person because even if we take what she's saying is true and Cinder's doing that, she literally did this when everything was on the other foot.
Okay, our commenter is asking for the Momma Occo video. I'm just going to link the video and her first video to him.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I think the chat allows links to be posted. So if you could do that, Doctor, that would be great. I'm going to wrap this up, mostly because I didn't expect to be streaming this long in the first place. This was a pretty unstructured yap. But
okay, hang on. The video, the tab I basically been using to watch the stream is not connected to my.
I can do it. I mean, hold on. Okay.
Autocorrect screwed me over.
So,
Nice.
Momma Occo is doing a series of lengthy, and I wish that, like, I get it why it's okay. Thank you for letting us know that, honorable chatter, because this has been very scuff on our end. But
Majorly.
yeah. So Momma Occo has been doing a series of live streams where she has been actively reading and commenting on the situation so far. And as you can see, I've been I've been actually watching these vids as I've been reading as well. Yeah. So back a while ago, she actually had a video before this where she basically called this shit out before it actually came out. So
yeah, I just linked them the first video.
Okay. Is it for the stuff before everything happened, or is it for the first of these reading the document streams?
Document.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know if Mizutamari has done any. I suspect they have. Hold on. I'd be shocked if. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's a whole different thing. Why'd I go to this? I should have gone to the lives. Yeah, so there's also the Mizutamari one. I haven't gotten the chance to watch the Mizutamari one, and I actually might switch over to this one. Because with Momma Occo, I understand why they're doing it the way that they're doing it, but oh my god, there's so many goddamn tangents. So, all right. I'm going to send this to Doctor, and he can put it in the chat. Okay, there we go. So if you want to catch up, if you want to continue with that, they probably are going to have a lot more relevant and insightful commentary than I am, to be perfectly honest. This is just a yapping stream. I'm trying to get into the habit of streaming like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so this just happened to be a thing that caught my attention and I really wanted to talk about. What the hell was I thinking about? I had something in my brain and then it just slid right out of my ear.
As smooth as a koala's brain.
Oh yeah, and one thing I can't stand the people who are like, they could have just apologized. It's like, apologize for what? It's like if I accidentally
did apologize.
Yeah,
Twice.
She apologized like 3 times, and then again, Shy Lily said that even a perfect apology wouldn't be accepted. So there's no point in apologizing. Let's see.
Yeah.
Again, someone actually called it out. As I said, it's a fucking skill issue. instead of learning how to say no to clients and not overwork yourself, you overworked yourself and had to cancel commissions for Bow and Silvervale. Yeah, again, this is not knowing your limitations is a literal skill issue. There's no other way to say it, to be perfectly honest. Like, you do have to learn at some point how to say no. It is an important skill to say, skill to have. Okay, this pisses me off. Hold on. Out of the very few VTubers not returning in set 2 of V card, I was one of them. However, that wasn't supposed to be the case. My 3 cards set for 2 were completed before I was canceled, and I was going to be a water type. I don't know why. I was told weeks after my cancellation that I had been removed from the lineup. Well, I mean, yeah, because you gave up your position as a co-owner, of V card to Shy Lily for the sake of the company. Let's see. And I was okay. Here's a cropped version of one of my card artworks that went unused. I may be wrong about this, but after I was canceled and removed, another VTuber who I didn't remember being part of the set was able to be added and presumably fill my vacant water card slot. That's fucking disappointing.
Also, again, why water?
I have no idea.
I mean, it's like
Powder again. Powder again with the fucking most obvious but correct take. The fact that people think Sinder should not have defended herself is wild. Again, she just decimates people with simple observations. She should have done better. Give me your suggestion. Again, Shy Lily was clear. Even a perfect apology would not have been enough. There's no point in apologizing to these people. It's just that simple. The people are... Yes. Again, I keep telling people universal suffrage was a mistake. If you do not know the issues in politics, you are free to, and I encourage you not to vote. Because it turns out that's a more prudent thing to do if you don't understand the issues than just having your uninformed voice have actual consequences. It is okay to be agnostic. If you don't know, that it's okay to say, I don't have an opinion. It's that fucking simple. The people are retarded. Me included. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So, I guess with that, probably one of the more, again, I guess with that little bit of controversial take, I guess that'll be the end of the stream.
I would like to say to our one viewers, like, if you see basically people are like bringing up points of how these people who attack Cinder are now in their docs, Shy Lily, Nanalis, well, minus Nanalis, but Shy Lily, Bow, etc. Why you're not seeing reactions from them? It's not because they don't have anything to say. It's just currently they're at TwitchCon, and the smartest thing for them to do is not spend time trying to tackle this.
Yeah, so when the original documents released by the Girly Pops were submitted months ago, they purposely released it when they knew Cinder was going to sleep, so that Cinder didn't have an opportunity to defend herself. Cinder, in a very tactical move, in my opinion, one that I find very amusing, decided to return tit for tat. And while most of them are at TwitchCon, that's when she released the video. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad. In fact, I'm actually quite amused. Fair play. Turnabout is fair play. That's all I got to say. So, all right. You have a lovely day. I'm gonna end stream. I got someplace I have to be. I hope I was entertaining, or but I hope I wasn't too scuff either. So, God bless. Have a lovely day.
Let's hope our cringe was actually tolerable to our one viewer.
Right? Good Lord.